Have you heard the latest songs by Miley Cyrus? Who am I kidding? I'm sure you haven't. Neither did I, but then I came across this one where she's basically talking about hitting the wall, and that caught my attention. The song titled, I Used to Be Young, shares her story about how she used to be crazy when she was young, and now she's old, and life is not the same anymore. Miley's music has basically become the used up and damaged goods anthems, and that's why she is so popular. Many women relate to being wild, doing whatever they want, and then call all the debauchery their human journey. They have to make every mistake sound like it was a deep life lesson. Miley Cyrus is a sign of the fallen state of women. She is not to be admired, she is to be pitied and shamed for her behavior. From I Can Buy Myself Flowers to I Used to Be Young and I Used to Be Wild. These songs are the cope anthems for all the used up women. It seems like yesterday she went from being sweet innocent Hannah Montana to a debaucherous Miley Cyrus. Now she already crashed into the wall. It goes to show the importance of fathers guiding their daughters into a healthy marriage while they are at their peak, not allowing them to get involved in degeneracy that will soon come back to bite them. Remember, Miley was engaged to Liam Hemsworth. If she didn't take part in this degeneracy, she would now be a wife, living in a nice house and a mother. But nope, she chose this path. Good for you, Millie. Wise men learn from their mistakes, but wiser men learn from the mistakes of others. Women think they need to make as many mistakes as possible, so they can know what the right choice is when they're older. Men's journey. Make mistakes, learn from them, and grow. Women's journey. Do whatever you want, because you think consequences don't exist. When consequences happen, blame your youth and everyone else but yourself. How can I be judged for my past? I had fun. You had fun too. I made mistakes. You made mistakes too. I learned and you've learned. Generality and figurative language are the best way to avoid accountability, because it helps address anything without presenting the differences between what it wants to be perceived and what it actually is. The fact is that for the first time in human history, men have become truly independent. Never before have men been given the chance to pursue their goals and fulfillment, without the weight of a woman and children dragging them down and rooting them to the ground. Thank God for M2 and subsequent insane laws that kicked us all in the back hard if not careful and aware. The trend towards tolerating, placating, indulging, and even advocating for weak, inferior, and even toxic mindsets and opinions in culture, and especially in politics, is what has led to men allowing for this sorry state of affairs in today's world. If more men would simply return to a more practical, disciplined approach to all aspects of life, the natural order of things in a healthy society would quickly fall back into place. Not just tired of dating, but seeing long-term relationships as a big no. Because they know how the story goes. They can read the subtext when a woman asks, "How much do you earn? What sort of car do you drive? Aren't women the best human beings ever?" And they look at the 4 or 5 who are asking these questions and think, "You're not even worth it." Women whose relationships didn't end well or didn't go anywhere are hardly going to give a glowing recommendation of a man. Talking about bedroom antics is one of their go-to shaming tactics. If the person has a dodgy past or is exhibiting dangerous behavior, that's one thing, but the rest is why dating exists. It's to get to know the person and find out if they are a good fit. Women do their utmost to sabotage other women's lives. Women hate other women being happy in a relationship or marriage. Women enjoy creating misery, especially for other women. There is no hope for modern women. There just isn't any way to find a guy and build a relationship if you are online accepting criticism, judgment, and validation from other women. Serious women know the first rule of Fight Club, no matter what. Don't share your relationship shit with other women. Don't ask single or divorced women for advice about anything. Anyone who pays attention knows that men insult each other all the time, but they don't mean it, while women compliment each other all the time, but they don't mean it either. There are precious few women who have the strength of character to let other women be happy if they are not. For women, the wall can be a huge psychological blow. Guys age more slowly than women do, and once they are in their mid to late 30s, they are willing to date a wide range of 20-somethings. Although I recently informed many of my single friends about MGTOW, they are giving up the game and concentrating on finding their own happiness instead of controlling the majority of the cards and poker chips in the new dating game. Because of this, the question is not whether it is fair or unjust for women to mature early and hit their SMV saturation point in their 30s. Rather, the issue, in my opinion, is how infrequently women are willing to face the reality that is there in front of them. It would be a lot easier for women to be happy if they accepted the reality of age and how short-lived life can be. So why not enjoy it knowing the reality and acting according to it? What these women don't get is that the wall doesn't apply to good women who do things right and have a family. If they get married and have kids, their looks will go down and they won't be attractive to other men, but her husband will still cherish and adore her. Her kids will still look up to her and respect her. One minute they're strong, independent, and can't be told any because they're grown and nobody owns them. The next minute they're young, dumb, and don't realize what they are doing. Minute after that, it's somehow men's fault. Miley Cyrus and millions of post-wall single women don't get any respect because they didn't earn it. They wasted their attractive years in a decadent lifestyle and now have nothing to show for it. Like the story of the prodigal son, they are done now that they have reduced their lives to feeding on the leftovers of swine and want to come back. The problem is that there is not a loving father for them to come back to, and they still have squandered their inheritance. They may be forgiven, but they still have to deal with the consequences of their actions. Until women take responsibility for their biology early on, we men are not going to want entertainment because of women like Miley Cyrus. What's really sad is that Miley had such a strong singing voice and a promising future. She tried to be a confident young woman, but unfortunately made the mistake of selling herself a little too intimately. Wish she had appreciated her value and hadn't chased attention or validation. She could have been a real role model for young women out there. A couple of thoughts. Miley doesn't regret her actions at all. Sure, some women, if they could go back, would do it differently, but most of them would live it up again. The women who talk about being invisible still get substantially more attention than your young 20s Chad Light. It is substantially less attention than when in their 20s, and the attention they get is from men they don't even really count. When they talk about attention, it's not overall, it's attention from guys they would consider. You can find the exception, you can play another game, or you can opt out. Men are not winning as a group. When you leave, there will be 5 simps to take your place. Seeing women like this is like having your car stolen without insurance, only to find out that the person who stole it crashed and is in critical care. Sure, you can take some delight in knowing karma took care of the thief, but your car has been destroyed, and there is no payout, so you're still losing at the end of the day. Here's the brutal reality. The majority of women are not ready for the wall. Several women in their early 30s have successfully caught men's attention for over 20 years. The desire to date women in their prime has been and will continue to exist in males as young as their early 20s and as old as their 50s and 60s. Young ladies have received the attention they have always desired from men of all ages and social backgrounds who have shown them love and concern. Thanks for watching The Circle of Kings. As always, we're looking forward to your support, so please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with everything all kings like yourself need to know.